Hi there, and welcome to the Rogue Trader weekly trading update. Now, it's June 10th today when I'm recording this, and this is actually a video for last week. But as you can tell by my voice, I've been a little bit under the weather. And last week, I couldn't talk at all, so I couldn't make a video. But hey, we've got some super exciting stuff to share because both the accounts that we're showcasing on these trading updates are at all-time highs or very, very close to it. They've kind of been fluctuating around all-time highs. So let's put this in context. Let's take a look at the spreadsheet, and I'll show you where these two accounts are at. Now, here you can see the first account, and this is called our SynthMiner strategy account. And the point of this account is to accumulate more Bitcoin. It's basically to try and beat the miners. So people out there who are mining Bitcoin, they've got all these computers, they're paying for electricity, and they're mining Bitcoin to make money. We want to see if we could beat them by just using options. And so far, we've been absolutely kicking butt. So we started off on the 29th of February, now June, of course, and we started off with 0.0825 Bitcoin in the account, and now we have 0.1118 Bitcoin. So we've increased our Bitcoin by almost 33% since February, right? Was that 3.5 months, something like that? It's fantastic. Now, if we want to compare that in USD return, we're up 46%. And we also want to compare to hodling. So when we purchased this Bitcoin, which was back on the 29th of February, way back here, we just said, look, we went in, we bought Bitcoin. It was, we spent $5,200 on Bitcoin. And what would that mean compared to someone who's hodling, who's just bought the Bitcoin same time as we did, but they were just holding it, hoping that the price of Bitcoin would appreciate in price? Well, they'd be up about 10% right now. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. But compared to us, 46% up in USD returns, it's a big difference. Now, if we want to annualize the returns, we're up about 175% in Bitcoin terms and 290% in USD returns. So that's if we're extrapolating and we're annualizing it. So I think that's really cool. And we've got a little chart here. We can see our performance. We had a bit of a drawdown here, and we actually made a bit of a trading error there. And this is when Bitcoin took that big dive down to just under 60,000, 58, I think it got down to. And we did a bit of a boneheaded move there, cost us a bit, but we've recovered that and we've moved back up. And this red line here is hodling, because remember, if you hodl, you just bought it and you're just holding it. You're not going to increase your Bitcoin. So this is your return in Bitcoin versus buying and holding. As you can see, we're grossly outperforming that. Now, if we want to take a look at in US dollar terms, hey, we're doing really good. You can see the US dollar returns are bouncing around as the price of Bitcoin moves up and down, but we've got kind of a steady upwards trajectory. Why? Well, because we're accumulating more Bitcoin. We're creating more Bitcoin and adding it to the account along with any appreciation in value that Bitcoin has. Now, of course, this strategy is designed with our long-term idea that Bitcoin will continue to appreciate in price. If it doesn't, we will adjust this strategy. We still want to accumulate more Bitcoin, but hey, there's, could it go down to 40,000 or something and stay down there for 3 or 4 months and then go back up? Yeah, well, sure, anything can happen, right? But we want to just accumulate more and more Bitcoin in this account. Now, we've got a second account here called the DirtyBird, and it's an iron condor strategy. We're selling iron condors. We've got some specific parameters to it. And of course, for any of the stuff we do, you can follow along with us. We do daily live streams, or of course, you can join our academy. If you want to see the daily live streams only, you can go to Patreon, Roguetrader.academy, or you can go to Roguetrader.academy and check this stuff out for yourself. And you can sign up for courses and live stream and live trade alerts and all kinds of great stuff. So with this DirtyBird account, hey, we only started it in May. It's just a month old right now. This account is not designed to only accumulate Bitcoin. We also want to try and increase our US dollar value. And we started off with 0.0621 Bitcoin, and we're up to 0.0704, and that's in 1 month. And hey, that's a 12% return. We've increased our Bitcoin by 12% in 1 month. Think of what that means for some people. Maybe you've got half a Bitcoin. Maybe you've got 3 Bitcoin. Maybe you're one of those billionaires out there with hundreds and hundreds of Bitcoin. I don't know. But it's significant. And we're up USD returns almost 20%. If we want to annualize it, we're about 245% annualized in Bitcoin return. And US dollar return, we're up about 534%. Now, obviously, these numbers are going to fluctuate because they're an annualized number. They could be down to 100% or 50% or 1,000%. They're going to move around a little bit. But as we get more and more data, we put more and more data points in, we'll be able to smooth that out a little bit. So let's take a look here. We've got the charts. Again, this is just in terms of Bitcoin return. So it's climbing up against hodling. Of course, hodling will always stay flat. And here is our US dollar return, which is it's pretty closely tracking the hodler's US dollar return. But of course, we're starting to slowly separate that out as we accumulate more Bitcoin. That's fantastic. Now, for context, let's jump over and take a look at the chart to see what's happening, because I think it's important to remember here that strategies need to change. We have our long-term ideas that Bitcoin is going to continue to appreciate in value, and we'll play that. So if you're in a trending market, if you're in a bull market, unless you're shorting the market, you're going to make money no matter what. You've got the underlying assets value increasing. You're selling puts, you're buying calls, you're buying the underlying, you're buying futures, whatever you're doing to kind of go with the trend. It's a no-brainer, right? Everybody can make money in the trending market if you're on the right side of the trend. But when the trend changes, or when we go flat, sometimes we can go flat for freaking months, a year or two, who knows, right? Anything can happen. It's the market. And what have we been doing? We've been basically in this channel since way back here at the beginning of March. So we continue to accumulate more Bitcoin. Well, it's up here. Now, if Bitcoin wants to break down and go down below, and who knows, 35, 40, 50, I don't know, then we'll have to adjust the strategy a little bit. If it wants to continue up, great. Perfect. I think that we'll all be very happy if that happens. So it's just important to remember that we're not making all-time highs right now with Bitcoin just constantly pounding out new highs. We're just slowly accumulating, and our strategy is quite conservative. We're using very low amounts of margin in order to do this. And as we come into the summertime, when vols drop, when volatility drops, we're going to adjust that strategy more. We've already adjusted the strategy. You don't want to be sticking your neck out in low vol environments, because all you take is one news play, move the market 18%, and oh boy, you're managing some low vol positions in a high vol environment, and it's not very comfortable if you're an option seller. So this is fantastic. I couldn't be happier right now, knock on wood. The thing is when I get happy about trading and when I feel very comfortable, I've been doing this for 25 years, I start to get very wary. And when I get comfortable, I take risk off, because I'm like, hang on, I'm too comfortable. Something's going to happen. I would rather be in a market flat or with very few positions and be able to react to a situation, a crazy price move, or some news comes out or something happening. I'd rather be able to react to that and take advantage of it versus having to manage positions that are going against me. And that's the trap a lot of people fall into, especially when it comes to summertime trading, when there's not a lot going on. They're used to making $100 a day or $1,000 a day on average, or whatever it is for you that you're doing. And you start to push it. The market's not there for it. And it doesn't take much of a move to really put you underwater. It might take you weeks or even months to recover those losses. So don't fall into that trap. I think we're very happy to scale down our risk and just wait and see what happens. And as we come out of the summer session, of course, we'll ramp up our risk as vols move up. So that's it for the weekly trading update for last week, for the first week of July. Hey, let's keep her going, and we'll see you next week.